The N Sane Trilogy really is a great remake. It took the older PS1 Crash Bandicoot trilogy that Naughty Dog created and gave the games new life. In the case of the first Crash Bandicoot game, Vicarious Visions had to make a few changes to streamline the experience and make it more player friendly. But for Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, the game was already almost perfect. Crash 2 became the codifier of the Crash Bandicoot series that many of the mainline sequels followed up on. The only thing that Vivi had to do was replicate the experience with the new art style and add in the time relics that were not in the PS1 version and first introduced in Crash 3 Warped. My experience with this game started much later in life when I doubled back to discover Crash's roots. The game was similar to Crash 3 and I liked it much better than the original PS1 Crash Bandicoot. Playing Crash 2 again in the N Sane version, I realized it's a blast to play and it's one of the best games in the franchise. Crash 3 Warped will always have my heart, but I still like this game a lot. Getting the Platinum Trophy? Well, it's not as tough as Crash 1, that's for sure, but it's still going to give you a run for your money. Or a Wumpa, I guess. Let's see what this Platinum run is all about when we obtain the incredible Crash Bandicoot Platinum Trophy. This is Platinum Hunters, the show where we look at everything it takes to get the Platinum Trophy and whether it's worth the effort to achieve it. Before we jump in, remember that this is one of the games that we are completing for the PlayStation Plus Collection Challenge, where we are completing all 20 games and collecting all 22 Platinum Trophies found in that collection. Crash Bandicoot 1 is already done and in the playlist provided in the description below. Check that out if you're working on the N Sane Trilogy games in order. As well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more trophy guide videos like this one. You just might find your next Platinum Trophy. Crash 2's Platinum Trophy run will either be easier or harder, depending on which part of the series you started in. If you started here, you're in for a big challenge thanks to the time trial trophies. Compared to the first game, the gem collection process is way easier, especially with the colored gems that you no longer have to collect by beating the levels without dying. But with the addition of the time relics added to this game, many of the times added feel really tight even at gold relic tier. Doing these time relics might feel better thanks to Crash's upgraded moveset, but they are still going to give you a massive challenge, requiring you to be nearly perfect on your runs. I feel good about rating this one hard in difficulty, or a 6 out of 10 on the difficulty scale, but let's jump into the list of trophies so you can see for yourself. Starting with the game's 5 bosses. The bronze tier ones are Professor Pulverize for once again defeating Ripperoo. That's right, you should have stayed down the first time. And Komodo no Mo for taking out both Komodo brothers Joe and Mo. Both these bosses are really easy to take down, but at least they're pretty flavorful fights. Like the last game, these are not the best boss fights you will ever play, but I do appreciate what Vivi has done to spruce these things up. Our silver tier boss trophies are Tiny Tricked for evading the grasp of this glorious bastard right here, and Mech Wrecked for shutting down Engine's superpowered, super annoying mech robot. Engine is the most difficult fight in the game, but both these fights are still pretty weak sauce. And lastly, our gold tier trophy is Cortex Inadequate for foiling the mad scientist himself for the second time. Easily my least favorite Cortex fight in the entire franchise, but again, very flavorful. The Naughty Dog devs really had a great direction for the characters, and we absolutely cannot forget about all the work that Vicarious Visions did to dress up these boss fights and make them feel brand new. Now let's take a look at a bunch of trophies you will grab along the way. Bonus paths are back and you can grab the trophy A Road Less Traveled when you step on your very first bonus path marked by the question mark symbol. The next trophy is the only missable trophy in the game, but it's not a big deal if you don't get it because it happens right at the beginning of the game. To get the Cortex Infuriated trophy, you need to ignore grabbing the purple crystal in the first level you choose. Instead of Cortex congratulating you on getting the crystal, he will get mad and tell you to get back in there and get him that damn crystal. Do this another 3 times to troll Cortex, and on the 3rd time he will give up and he will pop the trophy. This can only be done when you have no crystals, so that's why it's missable. Just make a new save file when you need to grab it, if you miss it along the way. Moving right along, when you get to Warp Room 2, a time-traveling Coco Bandicoot will join your party again, and you're going to have to use her to get the trophy Boom Shakalaka. Make the switch, hop into a level, and give 5 of these enemies a Coco leg drop to get the trophy. Also in Warp Room 2, you'll come across your first death route in the level Air Crash, and you have a chance to get the trophy Cheated Death for the time being. You'll need to get to the platform with a skull and crossbones on it for the trophy, but along the way you cannot die once or it will disappear. Lastly, this one is kind of mean, but you can get the trophy A Helping Paw in Warp Room 2 by jumping on the head of Polar, who's just chilling there, minding his own business inside the Warp Room. As much as you don't want to, because he's absolutely adorable, you have to jump on his head 10 times to pop the trophy and get 5 lives as well. Thanks, furry little dude. Alright, now that we have made it to Warp Room 3, you can get the trophy Crash Cubed in the level Bear Down. Hooray, more abusing the polar bear just minding his own business. Halfway through the level, you will see some enemies that are lifting blocks of ice, and you have to either jump over it or pass under it. Well, if you do neither and run full speed into it, that's gonna be enough to get you a trophy. Use your speed boost before crashing into the ice block to launch Crash and obtain the prize. Okay, this is going swimmingly. Now we're headed to Warp Room 4 and specifically the level Behaving, where you can get 2 trophies. The first is Buzz Off, and is given to you when you eventually get stung by these pesky bees. Simple death trophy. Now for the next one, you're going to poke the hornet's nest so you can get 99 lives and the trophy 99% Perspiration. Counterintuitive, yes, but this is a secret spot that will keep pumping out lives if you do this correctly. Go to this hive here, that's right after the first checkpoint, and then slide spin like this. The trick is to get the timing right so that you kill all the bees and don't get yourself stung. Every successful time you perform this action, you will be rewarded a life, and you can keep doing this because the bees will keep respawning. Hit 99 lives and receive the trophy. With all those trophies out of the way, now just head to the end of the game and clear it, because now we're going to talk about the shiny stuff. It's time to collect all the gems. There are a lot more this time, but they are much easier to get, especially the colored ones. If you collect 21 gems or half of them, you will get the trophy One Man's Trash, and then collecting all 42 of them will get you Laser Powered Vengeance. Now, in order to collect all the gems, you will need access to the levels in the secret warp room, which is unlocked when you find your first secret exit in one of the levels, and then you will have to find the other 4 secret exits to unlock those levels and get all 5 trophies. The first one, jumping the jet board, is found in the level Air Crash right after the first checkpoint. Instead of hopping on the jet board, make your way to this platform right here across these boxes, and you will be transported to the secret warp room and unlock the red gem path in the level Snow Go that you already cleared in Warp Room 1. Very important for when we talk about the colored gems later in this video. The next one is called Island Hopping and is right at the very end of the level Bear Down. Instead of proceeding forward to the exit, head down and across these floating platforms until you reach the ice platform. This will again place you in the secret warp room and unlock another route in the level Air Crash. Wow, Air Crash got lots of love in this game. You will need this secret entrance to get all the boxes on that level, so very, very helpful. Next one is No Bear Left Behind, which is found in the level Un-bearable. After the chase scene where you ride on Polar, he will launch you to safety and the big bear will slide into the hole. Ha! Instead of exiting the level, go meet up with the little polar bear and you will be transported once again. A new level will be accessed in the secret warp room called Totally Bear, which is totally a pain in the ass. Next, we are heading over to the stage Diggin for the secret exit and the trophy, the Flora Flop. There is a fork in the path of this level, and at some point, the two paths will meet back up again. This is the spot where you can find one of these piranha. Nah. I already made this joke in the last guide. This angry plant thingies. Let's just roll with that, man. You can find one of these angry plant thingies sitting on a platform, and you will have to belly flop or find another way to get rid of him. Once you step on the platform, you will exit to the secret warp room and unlock a special path for another level called Road to Ruin. Last one, Hang in There, maybe, is found in the level Hangin Out. Later in the level, you will drop into a hole in the floor into a pool of water. Instead of proceeding forward to the checkpoint, head towards the direction of the screen and down another hole in the floor. Then just proceed to the end of the path to find the secret exit. This will unlock the last level you need in the secret warp room called Totally Fly, which is a much more difficult version of the stage Night Fight in the 5th warp room. This will take care of unlocking all the levels, and now you can go out and collect the gems, including the colored ones. So let's see where we can find the colored gems and where the colored gem paths will appear. The blue gem is located right in the very first level called Turtle Woods, and if you knew about this secret, it could even be your very first gem you collect. All you need to do is complete the level without breaking a single crate, and at the end where you tally up the number of boxes, you will be given the blue gem instead of the clear one. This will unlock the blue gem path in the level Hang 8, and you will get the trophy, a diamond in the rough, when you take your very first gem path of any color. The red gem is again accessed from the Snow-Go entrance in the secret warp room, after finding the secret exit in Air Crash. Follow the path to collect the red gem. This will unlock the red gem path in the level Snowbiz. The green gem can be obtained in the level The Eel Deal, where halfway through the level, you will find a path that seemingly leads to a dead end, but in reality, it's a fake wall. Wow, that's fast. Go through the wall, keep going till you get the green gem, and this will unlock the green gem path in Ruination. Now in the level Plant Food, you will notice at a certain point, a timer will appear and start counting down. This is how you get the yellow gem, so when the timer appears, book it to the end of the level where the yellow gem will be waiting for you, if you make it on time. This yellow gem unlocks the path in Sewer or Later. Last one is the purple gem, and probably my absolute favorite. Hop into the level Behaving and find this staircase of nitro boxes. Well, I dare you to touch them. What? You didn't blow up? That's because they are fake. And if you hop on top of the stairs, you'll be transported to another part of the level where you can collect the purple gem. Keep going along this new path till you get it. Now I've been purposely forgetting to mention this one specific level when speaking about the colored gem paths, because the level Spaced Out has a multicolored gem path. You will need all 5 colored gems to be able to traverse this gem path and collect the clear gem that's waiting at the end. Once you collect that gem and the rest of the gems, you will be done with this part of the platinum run, and all that will be left is the time relics, which will be your toughest challenge. Ooh boy. The time trials in this game are no joke. The time thresholds are very tight, and there are going to be some levels where you will have to know them better than you know yourself. Remember that you have to get at least gold tiers for the relics, and that's the crazy thing, it's not even the hardest times to get in the game. To the people who have collected all the platinum tier relics, I salute you masochists. I'm good with just gold, cause some of these levels at the gold rank stoked a rage inside of me that I'm still not sure is human. But your first trophy, Kicking the Tires, will be awarded when you collect 5 relics at any grade. Then, you will unlock Light the Fires when you collect 10 time relics at gold or better. And then it's time to put all your skills and perseverance to the test to get the very last trophy for the platinum run, Wumpa Burner Engaged, for collecting all 27 relics at gold tier or better. I'm going to tell you which ones I had the most trouble with, but I'll also include some helpful guides in the description so that you can see how to do the gold relics. But essentially, the bulk of my troubles all came from these 3 sets of levels: the ruin ones, the sewer ones, and the space ones. I'm going to talk about the space ones first because damn was I pissed. The levels pissed in a way and spaced out were the last 2 levels I had to complete, and I spent a considerable amount of time on both of them trying to make it to the end, grab the sapphire relic, not gold, the sapphire relic, and then optimize my times so that I could get the gold relics. And many of the runs were foiled by these metallic little assholes right here, waving their electric hands in the air. They are the reason why you will rack up a significantly sized death count. I don't know if they're doing the Macarena, the Cha-Cha Slide, or even the Harlem Shake, but they need to stop. They need to stop. Coupled with enemies that can be spun, foot-activated traps, and lots of obstacles that require sliding and slide jumps, these 2 levels are essentially the hardest in the game. A step down from those are the 3 sewer levels, which obstacle-wise are not as tough, but time-wise, they still suck. The main issue is the sections where you have to hang from the ceiling and navigate around these metal spike creatures that go back and forth. I wish I could say take your time to safely avoid them, but even at gold rank, you don't even have time to do that. Most of the times require you to blitz through, narrowly avoiding them, or give up an Aku Aku mask to make sure you are still on track. And these eels right here don't make the run any easier, to the point that you have to time your starts around these guys to avoid getting shocked. And lastly, the ruin levels were a pain in the butt. Not so much Road to Ruin, which is only mildly tough, but definitely Ruination. First, there are these tiki statues that spit fire, and you can't spend all day waiting for them to stop because you are on the clock. Then there's the nitro boxes, TNTs, and different types of enemies littered everywhere in the level. Yeah, I said littered because they are trash, but not as trash as this section right here. This part requires you to travel across these rotating sorry excuses for platforms. Remember the rounded polygon problem from the last game? Well, it really affects you here, where you will be slipping and sliding off these things more times than you can count. You really have to learn how to traverse these platforms quickly, because the less time you spend on them, the better. Thankfully, these ruin levels are short runs. Practice is always going to make perfect for these time relics, and once you get your very last one at gold tier or better, you will get the trophy. And if you have followed this guide and have gotten all the other trophies, booyah grandma, you will be awarded the incredible Crash Bandicoot Platinum Trophy for Crash 2 Cortex Strikes Back from the N Sane Trilogy. Overall, this halfway point in the trilogy is a great game and a pretty challenging Platinum Trophy to get. You will get that same sense of pride in getting the Platinum Trophy in this game that you did in the very first one. The good news is that if you're getting this one and your next goal is Crash 3, it's just going to get easier. But if you're climbing up from the other way, now you have to contend with the much harder Crash 1. But as for this game, I absolutely recommend Crash 2 if you're looking for a challenging Platinum Trophy to have in your collection. This one will give your collection some prestige without sending you through the wall like the first game's Platinum run did. Coupled with the fact that you're playing one of the best Crash Bandicoot games in the franchise, there is a ton of fun platforming to be had here. And you're guaranteed to have a whooping good time with this game.